Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
What it do, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. This is live. Yes, we are live. Me and my homegirl Erin gonna let you know about the What's Going Down episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 6, episode 14. Everybody, please help me welcome Erin to the stage.
Hello, aunties and unks. Happy Thursday.
Yeehaw! It's Thursday? Oh, it sure is, huh?
It is.
We are a week away from Jesus' birthday.
Yep. Oh, holy night.
So they say.
I know.
Because I heard it was in September, but I'm just saying,
I know.
Break no tradition.
My birthday is January 6th, and they call that the Epiphany. And that was supposedly when the wise men came and brought baby Jesus, gifts and stuff. And I would like it to go back to the Epiphany instead of the day of redneck infamy.
Ooh.
Okay, because some pieces of crap ruined my birthday as far as it is now called January 6th. It's referred to as such, and it's the Epiphany, damn it.
Take that day back, I say. Shoot.
Yes.
Listen, I know 2 other folks whose birthday is the same as yours, and I'd rather celebrate yours than theirs. No shade, but shade nonetheless. Nah, F them.
Yes, thank you.
Take that day back. Yes. Like they tried to.
Well, I think it's kind of dulling a little bit more now. It's not quite as fresh, but still, for a minute there, especially when it was happening on my birthday, I'm like, please don't tell me they are going to try to stage a takeover of this government on my birthday.
Now they raiding different cities and carrying on, yoking folks up like they. Child,
I know.
Anywho, that girl,
We've prayers for everyone, prayers for this country. May we provide you a little bit of escapism and good cheer.
Yes. I agree, 1,000,000,000%.
We appreciate you joining us. We are escaping, talking to each other, and having you a part of it. So. And these heifers escaped Greece.
Girl, I know them folks is like, we can't wait for these mofos to go back home because
I know,
all y'all. We about to stick of all y'all. Roaming the streets when you're upset, causing ruckus everywhere you go. The doggone drivers getting the earful. No telling if the drivers recording. I mean, just
Oh, God forbid he is, because of the way Meredith yelled at Brittany.
Girl, I can't wait if there's some footages. I can't wait, child. I can't wait. That's gonna be interesting to hear. Just the audio alone, I don't even need to see it. Just to hear it, because they didn't say she caused too much of a physical ruckus, but it was more audio, than anything. I want to hear it so bad. I'm like, I need to hear this. Somebody got it.
Or put production on. Break the fourth, break it, and put a person or two from production to sit there and go, they are not lying. It was nuts. We were concerned.
Child. Well, I heard that they wanted to boot Meredith to a friend, but then she said no, and therefore she won't be coming back. And I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. That's just what I heard.
I've heard the streets have been talking about it. Yes, I've seen a few outlets saying thus. Not necessarily officially enough ones for me to be ironclad sure. But
Right, right.
I, I don't know how about you, but they're not jiving right now. So it's not working. This dynamic isn't fun, you know. So
Well,
she could go.
I didn't like Angie, but
No.
okay, she kind of grew on me. I don't like Brittany, but she can stay. She ain't that harmless. I like the group, I really do, but the one thing that irks my jerk is, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes until otherwise told, that Meredith is acting the way she's acting because they didn't apologize for that mix up, saying it was her doing XYZ when it was really reality Von Teese. And I think she's still harboring ill feelings towards that. So she's not, you know, being who she really is or whom she should be, not really taking accountability, just kind of playing in their face. But if it's something else, I want to know what it is because Mary's also concerned too.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Meredith has had trouble taking accountability kind of period since the jump, you know? But it's definitely it's not working right now with the group. I mean, as I said, I hate a pylon. I hate when one person is kind of getting jumped on no matter what. I don't
Mhm.
care how wrong they are. I mean, there are obviously some exceptions, but I don't really care for that to see that because I just think it breaks a person's spirit in the moment. And that's not the goal, you know?
Mhm.
And I also think that like God damn, Heather, take this moment and make it a mile. Jeez, like
Girl, okay.
a little bit overreaction now, And honestly, Heather can teeter this way into the mean girl, into a bit of a bully. We're all here to have a good time, and you're ruining the vibe of the show. Like, stop being the tour captain, the head cheerleader that's forcing everyone to have the kind of experience you want them to have. You know,
Right. You want them to
um,
have, like, girl.
yeah, like, so and besides, I may not agree with Meredith, but from her perspective, this has not been a fun trip. And Heather, the way that she sometimes, I'm trying to be a good friend and you're denying my reality and blah, blah, blah. It's like too much, too much. Tone it back, pull it down. This was not
Eyes
the,
roll.
yes. I
Eye
don't,
roll.
I don't like this, Heather. I don't like it when it's this, when it's like, yeah, when it's like this. Um, but she wants to have another, timeline, screenshots, all of it moment. So,
Yeah, yeah.
that's where it goes. But yeah, this is just the chemistry is not jiving as far as like this goes, this situation.
Well, let's just get on in this thing
Yeah.
because, child, we can be here all night talking about these heifers. Um, of course, just a beautiful scene. This won't last long, y'all, but I thought I'd give you some first.
The serene, some beautiful serenity.
Because, child, pardon me, as soon as I flip the page, girl, it's gonna be some mess. But no. So they're waking up, they're having a cute little breakfast. That looked good, cute little, parfait, cute some fruit, they get a little breakfast. But then they kind of stumble upon this chart thing, and they're just kind of laughing because Brahman thought it'd be a good idea to bring up the fact that, okay, let's remind ourselves of our amendments we made back in Utah when I brought us all together so that we can kind of rewrite our foreshadowing of how we're going to be towards each other in this collective, right? So they're, making marks and carrying on, trying to be funny. Oh, who needs, the friendship commandments? Who's doing what? Who ain't doing what they supposed to be doing? They got it all spreadsheeted out and carrying on. And I just thought that was a bit too much. I thought she's trying to be cute, but girl, nobody want to feel like they have to do something on vacation.
Bronwyn loves a prop. Bronwyn loves a prop.
Well, her clothes are props. I mean, oops.
Oh, but sometimes, yes, prop master Bronwyn. Oh, I don't. Yeah. This is dumb. I mean, I get it. You're trying to make a joke, but like, if you're gonna actually do it, like, okay, all right. It's like an obvious mechanism,
Okay.
But at the same time, might be telling to point out the people that are like giant hypocrites. So,
Okay. And who are these people again? Yeah, Heather, Angie, and Brown. Yeah. I'm surprised Angie don't have on what they got on. Ain't that the flag or something? Greek colors.
Well, Heather's is for sure.
Yeah, like Angie, you slipping, girl. You supposed to be Greek down. Anyway, so they continue to have breakfast. They're just making a little small talk over there, and then, girl, why is are those compression socks? What's going on?
They
And
need
it
to
got
be.
a hole in it. What's going on, Lisa?
I think they are actually. That's really interesting. Listen, I swell very easily myself. Like I've said before, I've had gastric bypass surgery. I lost a lot of weight. Um, your body's kind of weird after that. Just is, no matter how fit you are and whatnot. But we all know the lady like doesn't leave a Wendy's. So I can relate. I feel for her. I'm glad she's got some compression on them things, because when they pointed out those Gucci slides, I was like, those are not the feet that match with the head. And like I said, I can relate. So I am in a glass house throwing a stone, but I'm throwing it to a fellow sister. I feel for her. I'm just keep those things on girl. Woo!
And when it was brought up to my attention, I said, you know what? I'm gonna see, if they show something else and they're actually, this is the best thing I can come up with in reference to that, because all that fast food is not good for you. I don't care what your health rate is. It's too much cholesterol. It's too bad cholesterol. It's too much salt, because your average daily salt intake should be no more than 2,000 milligrams. 2,000, I forget milligrams. I think it's 2,000 milligrams or a gram. I just know it's 2,000 milli. So the fact that the fries alone is a good 2,500, but as often as we see her eating the way she does, I can see why she's looking a little bit like Giselle's auntie.
Yeah.
Or cousin. Because your limbs will let you know, your lymphatic systems, all of the things, your blood vessels will let you know. She may need to incorporate some more vegetables and more water, and just stop the fast food for a good 6 months. Girl, did you see what's on this table, Lisa? You probably ain't touched not one nary piece of this. But yeah, girl. We're gonna have to tone that fast food down. So they're still eating and everything. Mary comes out. Even Mary's part. Now, Mary and Angie have the same pajamas, so maybe, they're, doing something, having a girl's tete-a-tete or something, because girl. Or maybe it's the room, because they have stripes and they're rooming together. Mary and Angie have these same pajamas. they're rooming again. Why are they rooming together? Why can't we have our own room,
I would
Jesus?
demand that. I'm like, I don't care if I'm on a reality show or on a budget. I need my own bedroom.
So, they're having a cute little breakfast, and Brittany points out they're having a great time. And guess who's not here? And they're like, oh shit. So then Whitney said, Heather said earlier we were, trying to, I did see her earlier. She did look perturbed. And as you can tell, she is looking a little perturbed. She was looking for some coffee, and then she went back to her room because it wasn't really working or whatever. So, Brittany, you just doing a little too much at the wrong time. Each and every time you speak, seem like.
Yeah, this is a time where you're proving why she doesn't like you. Maybe you should just shut up. Just shut it up. Because, it would make you have a better leg than Lisa's to stand on.
Girl.
If if you just shut it up. Like, be the bigger person. You guys are moving forward. Stop poking the bear. You're just giving her more ammo to treat you like crap and perpetuating all this. It's not proving that nobody likes Meredith. It's your turn to just be quiet given the context. Everybody is throwing you a bone because they feel bad that you got berated on a plane. Don't make them wish that you were back in flight.
And you skating on thin ice anyway, because pretty much that's the only reason why they on your side at this point, considering. Girl, watch your step.
Yep. She's no court sense.
Girl, that part. So Mary is letting them know, listen, y'all, I'm having a good time, but at the same time, I'm gonna check on my girl. Because I don't want to keep bad mouthing her with y'all, and because I ain't that kind of type. So then Mary goes over to Meredith, and Mary's concerned. She's checking on her. How you doing? How you feeling? You have to let folks know how you feel. Meredith is teed off because of Whitney in those accusations that she's throwing out. And Mary's looking like, oh Lord, will you just talk to the girl, But you went over there asking Mary, so you can't put that on your face. You went over there. She didn't come to you. Just saying.
Did
you have anything to say about this?
No, I just feel like we now transferred the Brittany Meredith problem over to Whitney and Meredith. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we're transferring the same argument over to other people.
I think they're dogpiling. It's like they just taking, well, first of all, we're about to get into it. Okay, so they all getting ready. So they're learning about their excursions and what they're going to do. Half of them going to have a meal prepared for them and an authentic Greek cuisine, and the others are going for a donkey ride. The reason for the donkey ride is to show them how her father, got around back in the day. Everybody didn't have scooters. Anybody, it wasn't no bus routes. Wasn't no Uber Lyft. you walked, maybe a bicycle, but a donkey got you where you need to go. Back in his day, you know how it go. So she's giving them some authentic Greek culture. I would like to go eat. I don't really want to get on a donkey. That's just me. So I will be over there with them, drinking and eating, carrying on.
I don't want to sit on a donkey. I'll pet a donkey. I'll go to a donkey sanctuary and see them be happy, but I don't want to make a donkey carry me upstairs or
Now, I know everybody's little, but if they got to swoosh up like that and they all little people, good grief, you ain't got no sprinter. Can we have some rows, like 3 rows of seats? Because a girl, look, I'm thinking as tall as I am, I just couldn't do it. I'll be up there sitting with him. Who's that with the black hair? Is that one of the people that production?
I don't know, maybe.
That person ain't a part of the crew. I'll be sitting in that seat. Shotgun.
Yeah, I don't want to get I don't want to get car sick. And being facing the wrong way might do it.
Girl, I need room. It's like being in coach. I don't fly coach. Just saying. I need I ain't got time. It's giving bad vibes. Look at this picture. Anyway, so let's look at another picture. So here they go, y'all. Causing ruckus. Angie's letting them know, and Meredith is looking at her like, why did you pair me with these people? So what I write down? She got to go with where did I put it?
Whitney and Heather and Brittany.
Yeah, with Brittany, Heather, and Whitney, and Meredith.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No. Heather was with the other people.
Heather didn't ride the donkey.
No, well, they went to eat. I'm thinking of something different, but yeah, you're right.
Sorry.
No.
You were saying she didn't like who she was paired with, so I thought we were talking about that.
Yeah, I got it confused, then I caught on right at the tail end. But yeah, you're right.
Okay.
It's supposed to be Meredith, Brittany, Heather, and Whitney. That's why she was looking at you see Angie with that Cheshire cat that she always do when she up to no good. But she said she's promoting better outcomes for everybody. So she puts Meredith with everybody she beefing with. Heather, Whitney, and Brittany. I wouldn't have done that. Just give her one, maybe two, but not all three.
Oh, look at Angie still has a bandage on that finger. I think she wrecked it good. Damn. Ooh.
Oh, at the what's her name?
In the door.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Girl, you are klutzier than me. Be careful.
Maybe just go to the ER and have them remove the nail. I think all of us have had that done at least once. What do you think?
Something. Everyone has this. Yeah, she said that finger doesn't lay flat properly anymore. So she did some real. Yeah, she did some gnarly to it. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry everybody that I'm making cringe. I just looked at it going, because they didn't go back to back. They didn't go on the cruise and then go to Greece right away. So she messed that up.
Jesus be a splint. Lord.
Anyway.
Okay, so we ain't gonna keep, and she got the holding with the flag.
I know.
Okay, so this is the scene where Meredith and Angie are like, why are you pairing me with these people? Because I don't want to have no issue. And then guess who chimes in? Heather. And when Heather's chiming in, then Brooks called. And while Meredith is getting read for filth by Heather, because Heather still don't understand why, Meredith won't acquiesce.
Look at Brittany's face.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's just funny.
I know, right? So I'm like we were saying before, ain't nobody got to do what you say that they got to do, Heather. And furthermore, if she want to talk to her son on Mother's Day, just because your phone ain't ringing, so far this is the only phone call or notice of a Mother's Day welcome was to Meredith. And I would have taken the call too. Number one, to get out of being, read for filth. And number two, because she can.
If someone that you don't agree with is chewing you out about your behavior and you don't agree with them, why would you not take the phone call from your child on Mother's Day knowing he's about to get on a plane and you won't be able to talk to him otherwise? Why would you do that person the courtesy of sitting there and listening to them yell at you when you don't even agree to consent to what's happening?
I wouldn't have got the phone either. I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna keep talking until until he's done, and we got another day or two for you to yell. So just hold it.
Yeah, no, I just thought that listen, I respect that Meredith is dead wrong. Y'all are saying something happened on the plane. Fine. But the
Mhm.
way that some of you are hanging on to this like you were personally attacked is ridiculous. And I can always see the perspective of the other person. Like I said, no matter what the truth is, Meredith feels like this is not fair. So it's not reasonable, or it's perfectly reasonable for her to answer this call, you know? So everybody looking like astounded. They're probably all like, I can't believe she's doing this. We're in the middle of a scene. Like, this is where I feel like fourth wall breaks. You know what I mean? Where it's like all of them are like, you're ruining a viral moment, or you're ruining, you're taking up momentum from what we're
Mhm.
supposed to be doing. Because as much as I like this show and I like the cast, they do annoy me at times with how much they perform. They're very
Yeah,
performative at times. And this was a case of where I felt that was happening.
I agree with you. I also think with this scene is because Heather was so much into cracking Meredith down to where she felt
Yep.
Meredith needs to be. She was the
Mm-hmm.
more astonished because she was in the middle of berating, not in a real harsh way, you guys, if you haven't seen it, just in her just 17-minute voice note situation.
Yes,
Shout out to
totally.
shout out to Dorit, just going
Yes.
on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
And once so Meredith got off the phone, and then she said, I apologize, or I'm sorry, whatever apology. She didn't say if, she just said, I'm sorry, or I apologize.
Yeah.
And then that wasn't good enough for Heather. Then Heather had to say, well, what about Brittany and Whitney, and referring to the plane. But at this point, Heather is more concerned with the apology of of Heather feeling like Meredith called Heather a liar. That's the apology she wants, on top of having to make Meredith apologize to Brittany, which she already did the part. Brittany accepted and move on, Heather, but also to apologize to Whitney for the plane situation too. Like, do you want her to apologize to everybody who was in the earshot, Heather? Is that what you want?
And how many times are we going to beat this dead horse? First of all, Brittany and Meredith deaded it. They agreed to move forward. Does
Right.
anybody think Brittany got the apology she deserves? No. But at the
That's up
same
to
time,
Brittany. Yeah.
what?
Sorry, I was on
No, no.
I said that was up to Brittany. Hell.
Right? It would, right? And like we all know, she's kind of the underdog on the outs, whatever. She wants to get in with this cast, so she took it and moved forward like
Right.
a smart play. Because when you're new, you kind of got to eat dirt a little bit, and you
Right.
kind of got to
Little
let them
Hayes.
alpha
Little
a
Hayes.
little. Right, unless
Mhm.
you're a superstar like Bronwyn, but like where you can hold your own in an argument without getting crazy. But even Bronwyn, I think, every newbie kind of has to get their own footing. And I
Yeah.
think it was a smart move of her to agree to move forward with Meredith, because she was picking at her like a
Mhm.
dumbass, you know. And so it was smart to just go, wasn't really an apology, but I'll move forward with you. So Heather
Mhm.
going back and demanding some kind of accountability is the only person she can ask that for is herself. And she called you a liar because she doesn't want to admit that she lost it on the plane. She didn't say, you weren't a virgin when you were married. She didn't call you a racist. Get out of here. What Whitney did, though, was call her an alcoholic and say she has a substance abuse problem, which is a very heavy accusation. And those are
Mhm.
fighting words. Those are fighting
Mhm.
words. And you know what? None of us have any idea. And I just think it's wrong as hell to do a suspicion like that and call it that. You can say, it was so out of character. I wonder if substances were involved. Keep it cute,
Right.
like, because you don't know Jack. Did you take it? You didn't drug test her, so to insinuate that that's what it was is wrong. It is. It's heavy-handed. And so I'm just looking at Heather like, you can be annoyed that she's not addressing this the way that you would like, but you cannot carry on like she literally like spit on your name.
I agree.
Such a victim. Like there was so much victim in mixed in with the chew out. It's like you want to yell at her and read her, but you're also like, and you're saying this about me, and I'm just trying to get you to be a good friend to me. I've been a good friend to you. Get this. I don't like this. This is where I'm like, I don't like this part of you, Heather.
It's not a good friend. She wants you. If Heather wants Meredith to be a good friend of her, don't worry about nobody else's friendship. Just worry about yours and hers. Because once she apologized to you, you just stepped on that and said, "What about so and so?" Well, why does that even matter at this point? If you're so concerned about y'all's relationship, as you said 800 times in the last 2.5 days, then why are you so concerned with her so-called doing the right thing with other people? You know, you brought that mess into this group.
Yeah, that's that shucking and jiving. Sometimes I'm like, Heather, sorry, go ahead.
You would have never known Brittany if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, I don't like over performative Heather. It's too much. Tone it down.
It is too much.
Reel it back in, baby.
So after all that mess, like I said, they're going on their different excursions, and guess who gives them her ass to kiss? She's like, she don't even say nothing. She just walk away. And they're looking like, what's going on? She don't even say nothing. She just kept walking, and her kittens looking really cute, in her mini skirt and her tank top, and she was like, I'm about to sightsee like my homegirl did when she met up with them the other night. So she went through the place. She just collecting herself as mature people do. Instead of continuous arguing, she walked away. And she was being followed. She didn't say don't follow me. She just walked away and took a little tour. Which again is smart. That's what she's supposed to do.
Go ahead. I just always support someone taking a minute to re-regulate their nervous system. Because when you're getting yelled at in a bus and everyone's sitting there quietly, like no one's coming to your aid, it doesn't feel good. I'm sure none of that felt good, regardless of whether I agree with Meredith or not. And I respect anybody that takes a minute. It's fine.
Hopefully she took a gummy. Maybe she was in her bag popping a couple on a walk. Because that, to me, that would have been prime opportune time to start chewing. Because by the time it kick in, you pretty much know your doses. You know how I work with you, how all that good jazz, and just go back when you're feeling
I think she might smoke cigarettes. I don't want to know where I heard that or how I know, but I think she, sometimes I bet you these heifers go and have a cigarette and they just don't want everybody to see it. Cause you notice a lot, we don't ever really see women smoking on camera,
right?
Because I think they like to hide. I don't think they want to show it. Remember, it was such a scandal that Dorit did it.
To say, I think it's something with people on TV where they don't promote smoking.
Right. And remember how much grief Eva got for smoking on Girls Trip. So I bet if it were me, I'd be lighting up in that moment.
Papa, she said she take gummies. Girl, I would have some in my bag if the fact that she knew coming on this trip there was static. Girl, you couldn't tell me twice about what I had in my bag. But like I said, she gave them her ass to kiss, and they're going to meet up with excuse me, to get taught how to cook some authentic Greek cuisine. Say that fast 3 times, girl.
Yeah, seriously.
And this is Giovanni. Yes, he seems like a gentle giant, charismatic, welcoming. just want to make the ladies feel good and everything. We're gonna meet him who's looking in the back in a minute. But and then they showed it again, Matt, Meredith. She wasn't by herself, but then, she had to just, again, calm herself down because it was 3-on-1 because Brittany kept chiming in and chiming in. It kind of felt like the plane.
Yep.
Just the other way around, giving her a dose of, I think that's what they were thinking. We'll just give her a dose of what she gave, Brittany, because it doesn't feel good when the rabbit got, people do. And then we're seeing how this fool in the striped pants is worrying about the donkey's bite. She said like 8 times. Do they bite? Do they bite? Girl, why are you over there if you don't even know if they bite or not? You're the first one over there.
They have teeth. They can bite. That's just the basics, but
girl, get on my damn nerves. I wasn't even over there.
Poor donkey. These donkeys don't give a crap about you. They do this all the time.
Okay. So, they're just going through the town. Again, Angie explaining more in detail what her dad told her, more intricate details about his time in the old country. And, she's just giving them some culture. Mary didn't have a good time on her donkey, but, she was a team sport. She was a team player. She wasn't talking about get me off or nothing like that. She toughed it out, y'all. Big ups to Mary. Then we met George. They're talking back and forth, y'all, like I'm doing, talking back and forth. And we meet George, the chef. Giovanni is the sous chef. Is that the helper? And he's, again, he's the welcome committee, making the women feel welcome and nice, pouring them wine. But if Heather don't shut up, is it me? Or was Heather just doing too much?
Too much from the Sprinter van and on.
And then we see Meredith shows up. She said, well, I can't, I'm kind of stranded, so I might as well go back to the group.
Yeah.
Feet hurting and carrying on. She don't want to say that part, but but anyway, so he poured her some wine. She felt very welcome as he did them. He did her the same. I would have enjoyed it. So they're teaching the ladies how to cook this eggplant dish. I don't think it was eggplant parmesan, was it?
No, moussaka.
Thank you. So it was some authentic tomatoes from Santorini. And also he's from the same place that Angie's dad is from. And we'll get into that a little later when all the ladies come together. But we'll see a little, some ingredients being, made. That's the tomato paste from the Santorini tomatoes. He's browning some, I think it's beef, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's ground beef.
And just, giving us some culture, giving us some Greek culture. And here she go. So they got the gloves on. Everybody but Meredith, she didn't really want to participate with this part. That's okay. He's teaching. So everybody's doing a little something at their station, showing them how to do this. She's putting the eggplant in there. You see her with her Cartier on and everything. So, and don't that tomato look good, girl?
I'm sure, Greek food is known for being amazing. I'm sure it's all just lovely.
You know what? I'm going to tell you a secret. And y'all can hear it too. I can't stand Greek food.
I had a feeling.
I would have endured, I'm pretty sure it would have not been, I would have I would have eaten it. That's what I'm just trying to say. I would not have been rude and not indulge. I probably would not have ate a lot, but I'm not a fan of the taste, especially with olives and the feta. But I didn't see that. But at the same time, I'm just not a fan of Greek food. But again, I would not be
That's
rude.
all right. Everybody has preferences for sure. I don't like a lot of things, so
But it kind of look good, kind of remind me of eggplant parmesan a little bit. That's the only thing I know really. And that's
mhm,
Italian, ain't it?
it is.
A whole different country. But when I say eggplant, the first thing you think of is eggplant parmesan. I don't know about you, but that's what I think of when I hear anybody say eggplant parmesan. Well, we're
That's
talking about
not.
food.
I was gonna say that is not the first thing I think of, but no, there is an eggplant dish that's miso eggplant in like
Mhm,
Japanese food. It's a very like
mhm,
common like pub food kind of thing. And
mhm.
that's the first time I ever found out that I liked them because I didn't think I did. And then I had them and I was like, "Oh, these are delicious." So anyway, uh but hey,
So here's a
eggplant parmesan is good too.
yeah. I'm gonna need some more wine though. That look like I'm about to drink all that real quick, and you're gonna put them in some more, Giovanni. Keep it
Yeah,
coming,
this kind of cast needs a heavy pour, baby.
and then help me down the stairs because I'm gonna hold on.
I would have been wearing sandals.
Take the shoes off. How about
Yeah.
that? So I can get a
Mhm.
good grip.
Especially after Whitney nearly rolled down a hill.
Girl, okay, in flats.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? So here comes the drama, y'all. It's so funny to me. So, again, she's Meredith, she's just there, she is stranded. So she came back to the group. She's participating. She's feeling welcoming. And he notices that, she's not as cheerful and chipper like her co-stars. And he said, "What's happening? Are you okay?"
Yeah. Well, she don't look right.
Then she tells him, "Unfortunately, some of the women haven't been so kind." I think she's putting on too much right here. I'm sorry, Meredith. I'm with you when you write. I'm with you when you write. I don't think they should have been, tag teaming you and putting you, and
Mhm.
Angie should not have put you with these people that you really didn't want to talk to in the first place, just so y'all can resolve and whatnot without some type of ally. I would have at least put Mary with her, switch somebody out for Mary so she can have an out anyway. So then, she went on further. And then he said, "Well, you know what? The wine makes us so happy." He's just trying to be, make sure that she has a pleasant experience, even though these heifers over here is causing her grief.
Don't make it this man's problem, y'all, and your arguing shenanigans. Don't make just this is where my inner white woman came out. Like make it people please. Make it not just suck it up. Don't tell him what's happening. Just tell him you were missing your son on Mother's Day. I don't know, do some shit. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I think she did, but I didn't get that part. She was like, "I
Yeah,
miss my son. I couldn't talk with him.
yeah, it
You
just
haven't
it's
been so kind."
yeah, it's like don't make this his
Oh
problem.
shit.
Don't make it
Oh.
weird. What is he supposed to do? I mean, yeah, don't make it weird.
And is it Mother's Day over there anyway? Because everybody don't do what we do. I'm just
No,
saying.
no, and I do know they do it in other countries, but a lot of them do it on different days, though, different
Yeah,
week.
my
Yeah.
girl was
Anyway,
2 months ago, girl.
I know, but like, don't make it his problem.
So while he's trying to liquor her up, actually, the ladies are doing a powwow on the donkeys. Talking
Yep.
about, do you think they're okay? And they're trying to tell, first of all, they're trying to tell Lisa, you don't always have to chime in. You don't always have to speak for this grown ass woman. I know you want to let her know you have her back, and y'all got this, team going on, but she grown. She can speak for herself. Mary is concerned. This is just not Meredith. So I'm praying for her that something just ain't right with her. And my girl Brian was like, well, you know what? We just gonna have to just do what we gotta do. Because folks is gonna folk, and if you're gonna, make your bed, you gotta lie in it. It was just everybody had their opinion. What was your take on this conversation?
I appreciated Mary at least being concerned for her friend versus everybody else just piling on. Bronwyn is cutthroat, man. When someone else is under fire, she certainly is like quick to be, well, you should just take it. Like when she was being super mean to Brittany on the cruise,
I'll be right back.
Okay. So, I do agree that Lisa is overdoing it with defending Meredith, but at the same time, if nobody else is doing it, like she's defending her friend because, if they're going to do a pile-on, at least you're not alone. I think that everybody should have the buddy system. I do not like it. Producers, if you watching, listening, I do not like it no matter what when one person is in a group and the whole group is attacking them. Of course, there are exceptions to this rule, just like there are to anything. But in general, I don't like to watch a woman be bullied and feel alone because it's psychologically really awful. And then you expect them to come back and like lick boots? Get out of here. Like I'd be on a plane to go home like half the time these heifers do when they're really upset. So I think that the thing that is annoying is Lisa's support is like going after other people and like instead of protecting maybe tone and intent or impact, she goes after other people and tries to take away their argument, which infuriates everybody else and no progress is made. So it's like she wants to be Meredith's scapegoat more than she wants to be her backup. So, but at the same time, like I can also understand. I'm not leaving my friend on an island. I'm not because I think they made some kind of agreement or something that they were going to support each other this season. And I think Lisa knows after the way that she got singled out on the boat that this is like the one backup that she has. So they're keeping to it.
Uh-huh. Angie, this all your fault.
Oh,
I ain't letting up. All is Angie's fault. It's her trip. She putting folks together that don't need to be together to prove a point. Girl, you are not a matchmaker, nor are you some type of mediator. If that's the case, then you should have mediated between them and let them know this is my trip, and y'all gonna work this out now before anything else. Do something. Don't just try and let them do it on their own. You see how they act. They need a professional.
They do, but Angie likes this kind of crap, and Angie will jump in and throw mud and escalate, and Angie can't help herself, so we can't look at her to necessarily be the voice of reason.
So then they all get off the donkey, smell like ass, and then they go over and to the food. Yeah, that's smart. Go right, smell like an ass because they all smelled it. And here is Giovanni welcoming them, of course. And then he says, I heard it was a Greek heifer amongst y'all. Where's she at?
Yep.
Her waving a damn flag. Here I go. If they would have played that would have been hilarious. But anyway. So then they sit down immediately. Mary's like, so did y'all work it out? Did you, hell no, man. Because guess who chimed in first? Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. There ain't no damn surprise. She just couldn't wait to say what she needed. And plus, she got a little liquor in the system. When she got a little liquor in the system, no telling what's about to happen.
I know. She's like, you didn't give me my moment in the van. I'm going to get it here.
And she tried, and this was, pretty much, like, what? Again, bitch? I mean, you again? So then, now they told this heifer stop chiming in, but I think this was an appropriate. Lisa didn't go on and on. She just, wanted to, express her heartfelt about, you know, folks is just gonna do what they're gonna do, y'all. Either apologize, move forward, or just leave folks alone. Because this is still her face. I would Meredith when she right, and when she wrong, she wrong. But when she right, she right, and I don't blame her. If she had my mouth, they all would have backed up off of her. I know that for sure. Because what you ain't gonna do is continue to look at me like. But at this point, this young lady humbled herself and apologized for the allegations. And Meredith accepted.
That's how she felt having to do it.
Exactly. I like that shawl. That's cute. I just look. Oh, okay. A little doily. Look at doily look. Mm-hmm.
No, I think it was right of Whitney to do because she was wrong. You were too heavy-handed in your words. You were flinging things kind of recklessly. And you do, and it was offensive to Meredith. And, in these kind of situations, you have to tread really lightly until you're proven right. Until Shannon hit a building, no, but until Craig ends up in some kind of situation from Southern Charm, you can notice, you can pay attention, you can let your friend know in a kind manner, I'm a little concerned. You good?
Right.
Like, this seems weird, but you can't fling that out there. It's you can't take away someone's consent, and you don't have the right to label them with something like that.
Right.
So I agree that she needed to apologize. And her confessional was fine for her to say, I'm still concerned, even though I was a little too reckless in the mouth. And Meredith has every right to say to her, like, you can not appreciate the way I behave, but you don't get to accuse me of why. You don't get to suspect why as though it's the truth.
Right.
You can feel disrespected. You can tell me my behavior was concerning. You don't get to put a reason on it without any proof that's going to damage my reputation and my character.
Right, because she lives a conservative life, and she has a conservative network. So now, regardless if folks on the low doing things, the point is that's not the behavior of someone who lives the life that Mildred, what's her name? Meredith leads. And she has that.
Mildred.
I'm looking at that doily girl. It go with the name Mildred goes with what she wears on her shoulders. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, had Whitney perhaps expounded on the two issues Meredith does admit to doing, which is drinking and taking a gummy. Perhaps, how many gummies did you have? Go there with it. Don't go anywhere else that she denies happening in her life. And further, why not take the drug test? Prove her wrong. Or better yet, try and find out if she's on something. But don't sit up here and just throw stuff out and not back it up.
Don't say alcoholic. That's there's that is a clinical term. That is a diagnosis. That has a certain level of severity. There's a lot of stigma in our society. There's a lot of shame. There are so many other ways you could have said that. It seemed like she might have had too much to drink. Maybe she has a drinking problem. You could be like overusing, misusing. There's a lot of different things. I just think everybody's real free to call each other things that have consequences. And that's not cool, just point out the baseline of what you know. From what I observed, I'm concerned about you. And it seemed like it might be substance-based. which is concerning. And leave it at that. You don't get to like, be that reckless.
Yeah. Bad weather in Greece. So now we're done with all that. They had their food, their wine, their drinks. They had a little powwow. They had it up to here. So now they're back at the Heezy in their bikinis and carrying on. And Meredith decided to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, she's walking out with everybody else, eyeing her. And they're saying her, hey, this isn't a business meeting. What are you doing here? She was like, what business meeting? That was the cutest little outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I like her style and clothes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Heather, I like their styles and clothes. Sometimes Mary, sometimes I like a hide me look. You know what I'm saying?
I do too. Mm-hmm.
But I liked it. This was cute. This was cute.
Meredith pulled a Brittany where she decided to just cut her losses. She got one apology out of Brittany and decided, or out of Whitney, and decided that was enough to try and move forward. Even though she didn't necessarily squash, beef with Heather or whatever. Yeah.
I
But
think she had 2 gummies, but that's just me. 20 milligrams. Anywho, so they decided to play games in the water, doggy paddle for their life.
oh yeah.
And then Angie whispers, I'm going to be Meredith. And child, she putting on the fit, almost poking holes in it with her half stiletto and carrying on like, girl, come get your behind out of my clothes. You know what? She is a half bigger than Meredith because she fit it, but you can tell, Meredith's just a little tad bit slimmer. She's longer, so she's not as, scrunched in. But again, I thought it was cute. She came out like, hey.
I guess if she put a hole in my skirt, though, I would have been like, and you're replacing this. Like,
hello.
Don't touch me.
So then flowers came for Miss Brooke. What's her last name? Marks, thank you. It's from Brooks and Chloe, I guess, since Brooks heard the what was going on. Send Mom some flowers. Hurry up. And she, again, the only one that's being recognized outside of what's going on is Meredith for this day. And good for her. I hope it wasn't a situation like selling Sunset Girl,
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
They ain't just got flowers and put Chloe and Brooke's name on it.
That's funny.
Shout out to Selling Sunset, y'all. We do review that every Monday. Check us out. And then what was another thing is I want people to be aware of. Meredith was enjoying her shrimp, but she knows that they didn't take the veins out. Now with shrimp, the bottom cleaning part is essential. That's the poo. The top part of the shrimp is the vein that Mary was concerned about looking at. I think they forgot to devein the shrimp. I feel that way about chicken wings. Most times I will eat around and pick out the vein. I'm not a fan, but it all depends on the situation where I just may chew it up. So I understand Mary.
I said I like flats. So
me too, but it's veins in that too. I just think it's especially a turkey wing, girl. Because I had them for Thanksgiving, girl. I was picking that. Girl, let me tell you, them veins be veining. Them arteries too, child. Oh my goodness, could have been an artery.
Oh.
Anyway, so I feel Mary on this. I said I need to put this in the thing because I understand her plight. I don't want to have to deal with nothing I don't want to deal with on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So then they play. I hate this when they ladies get together and want to play in ponds and lakes and rivers that they ain't used to. So did you kiss a girl? All these schoolgirl shenanigans. So the only one in the group apparently is Bronwyn, where they asked her how far did you go? She said, "Well, I've gone farther than any of you have ever dreamed of," or something like that. So, Bronwyn had a little, taste of the forbidden fruit. Again, okay? This is twice we've heard about Bronwyn going the extra mile, if you know what I'm saying. But I think Bronwyn was the first Salt Lake City housewife to have admitted to dibble and dabbling. Is that true? Do you recall anybody else?
Yeah, because Heather and Jen didn't admit to potentially hooking up the night she got the black eye, which people speculated they were
Girl,
doing
shut
because they
up.
were
That's what people saying?
some people. Yes, that definitely went around
What?
that they were, scissor sisters or something, because they were so
Always bringing the
waisty
tea.
pants.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is you had a shiner, so whatever happened. Anyway, good for Bronwyn. I think the world's your oyster, literally. I these sorts of things like I couldn't care less. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, did you enjoy yourself? Good.
Now, I didn't get a still of this, but then Brittany chimed in, child.
Oh my! This one was more alarming to me than Bronwyn's.
Britt, you want to say it or do you want me to say
Wasn't
it?
it 347?
I thought it was 362, but either way,
Oh, either
either
one.
number is that's how many other people slob you had in your mouth.
That's a lot. And like I do not believe in body counts. Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't keep track. I If you want to know that you need another girl, don't and even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't sit there and try and estimate enough to let you know. Like I just wouldn't. I was not such a hoe that it's 4 but it's not over 300. That's for sure.
Ain't
It is
nowhere
not.
near. I'm just saying.
No, no.
Ain't
So
nowhere near, child.
I don't like people touching me that much. I have to like you more than that, No.
Have I
Um,
kissed over 300 times is the question.
what?
Have I kissed over
Oh,
300 times is the question. Let
right.
alone the number of people over 300. Girl.
And you
And she
keep
said, well,
it.
that's my thing. I'm a kisser, apparently.
Yeah, no, I don't even, I don't want you to stand too close to me in the checkout line. So I'm just not built like that. And you keeping it on a spreadsheet who you kiss? That's stupid. Like, anyway, but that's a lot. That's high body count hair.
Angie was right.
Yeah.
Angie was right. And another crazy tale. This one here had her, she wanted to share. And everybody's looking at her like, what? Even our best friend was like, girl, what you talking about? What you want to share, Meredith? Y'all sitting down for this? Meredith shared that one time she broke her mother's dishes. Everybody looking like record screech, like that's it. We talking about schoolgirl shenanigans, kissing on folks, the numbers, body counts. And you talking about breaking your mama glasses?
Well, she had a party and like that happened, but still.
And she was on the in a confessional. Sorry, mom. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Girl. There was like, and I think this is when Brittany shared her trademark, right? This is where she shared the trademark, or was it on the way
It,
to dinner?
I can't remember. Like I can't remember. I think I
Yeah,
want to.
yeah, yeah. Because there were. She said, "Well, I think that when they mentioned the number of kisses or the number of
Right.
people, they said They said, "Oh man, high body count." And then she said, "Well, I trademarked it." And they looked at her like, "What?"
Yep.
Angie's face broke and on the ground because she didn't. I'll say this: she snaked Angie, but not in a bad way. She just took she made lemons out of lemonade,
Yeah.
lemonade out of lemons. However you say it. I don't blame her. I'm with Brittany on this one.
Me
You
too.
can't, Angie. Well, if that's something, if you want to be so damn creative, then you should have trademarked it your damn self. But she got merch and the saying. Good for her. That's how you do it. The saying itself and the merch. Can't
Yeah.
nobody produce nothing. Can't nobody sell it, and can't nobody make money off of it in any way. It can't be the premise of something that you make money from. Good for her. I'm mad.
Absolutely. Candy Burris, a shade tree into a money tree.
That part.
Had a whole dungeon tour.
That part.
Said I am, and Angie, you threw it at her as an insult. You want to pin it on her like she's high body count hair, and that's her brand. So guess what? Good for her. I'm 100% with her on this. The way that Angie keeps saying that's stupid and I said it, you didn't even coin the phrase high body count. That, yes, you got to deliver it, so you'll always be associated with it, as delivering a funny insult. So you can take that glory, but the way that you're reacting makes you look pathetic.
As I've been saying for the last 3 years, that's what you get. You're trying to be the center of attention, make all these
Yep.
moments, and here it is, another moment you made for somebody else that no one really can't stand. I think that's what's really eating her up, because the person that trademarked it. Well, hell, if you,
Smart girl.
I
It's
ain't
so
mad at
funny.
him. I ain't mad.
You wouldn't think it with some of the shit that comes out of her mouth that
Hello.
she is smart enough to do it. But yeah, that's what y'all are mad about. You were surprised she was that clever.
OMG.
Like I said, I
Ain't
applaud
no
her. Good for
fun.
you.
This is literally ain't no fun.
Mm-hmm.
With her red hair. When the rabbit got the gun, girl. Oh, shoot. She showed you, didn't she? Both
Yeah.
of them. Jockeying for position. Now she got one up on you, Angie. What you gonna do? Well, Angie tried to insult her more in the car as they was going to dinner. Like, Angie was just upset. I mean, first of all, Mary didn't go. She wanted to rest. I think Mary didn't want to be a part of no more shenanigans.
Mary
She
don't want
was
to go to a club. Mary doesn't even wear anything lower than the base of her neck, so she's not gonna go to
girl
the. Yeah, Mary's not about this life.
at all. She was sick of them anyway. Um, yeah, so Angie, as you can see the facial expressions, Angie with that Cheshire cat, expression, making fun of her hair. Oh, it should be cut. It's too long. Just all these different dumbass uh comments that don't amount to nothing, but you're butt hurt because she stole your idea and she's about to make money off of it.
Yeah, it really. This is not good petty. This is pathetic petty. Like the way that makes me want to cut some of my hair or whatever. You are so bothered. You are so bothered. You're the one that had the triumphant delivery of this insult, and now that you know that someone you insulted you weren't going to trademark it. If she never trademarked it, you were never going to go do that. You
Right.
weren't. So what are you doing? You don't want her to get any sort of benefit off of it because you said it, but you were never going to go trademark that. You weren't. You weren't on your way to your lawyer. Like it hadn't dawned on you, and you're mad that it dawned on her. And now you're going to like tear her down in her appearance and whatever. And yes, a lot of you look crazy with those extensions, especially on the yacht. But Shame on you, Angie. You just should have taken defeat on that one. She got you.
You should have just congratulated her and said, okay, I'll buy the
Yeah.
first shirt since I'm the mute. You know, that's how you do
Yeah.
it. Since I'm the reason why you're doing, you know, just, girl, play into it. Just make sure every time she's around, mention the thing that you created that she's taking credit for. Just do it that way. But you are butthurt. Ha ha. Nanny boo boo.
You really are. You should have just started your own t-shirt line that said "You're welcome, high body count," and trademark. You know, "You're welcome, 3642." You know, whatever. You could have taken her number and done something with it.
I
You
was
know.
just about to say trademark that number and just wear t-shirts.
Yeah.
Or just say, speaking of high hair body count.
Yeah, now you just look mean. You just look nasty, making these like petty little, you know.
Girl,
She got you. She got you bothered, and that's what it
look at
looks
us.
like.
Look at us thinking for Angie. So speaking of taking somebody's idea, these two are whispering.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they decided to, I don't know if they for real or not, I think they're just joking for real, but so they decided to, instead of thinking that this is a flask with a straw, it's really not. We're going to make one that really is, for the most part, and call it Ting Ting, something that Brittany said. And they just kind of just smirked at her. And Brittany was like, listen, don't be mad at me because I got it going on. So Brittany was like, yeah, whatever, do you, because I'm about to be rich.
Yeah, that was stupid too.
Oh boy, I think I had to be joking because, girl, a purse flask with a straw in it.
They're just trying to mock the situation and make Brittany feel bad. But I'm sorry, you're going to insult me and I could trademark it and make money off it. And you're going to have the audacity to like come at me for doing so? Stupid. I would be sitting there so self-satisfied.
You know what? The first thing I thought of was, I wonder if Jared put this in her mind so he can probably get credit too.
Well, I don't know.
As I sip on my cup. Yeah, that was it. That's all I had, girl. You have any more?
No, that was it.
That was cute. Yeah, that was a cute little episode. Gave us some good vibes, even though they had a little drama. Not like the usual harsh yelling and screaming, just, you know, a little bit, but we have more good times in this episode. Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so. When people made some choices to turn it around, although Angie killed the vibe that could have been fun by just not letting something stupid go. You were never going to trademark that. She didn't steal anything from you.
Yeah, time about your hair was too long. Y'all got the same length of hair. What is you talking about, Angie?
Yeah.
Girl, anywho, ooh, Angie was bothered. I was enjoying this. I was like, girl, I don't like that woman. But that's okay. I'm gonna like her probably next episode. Who knows? So yeah, that was it for Salt Lake City, season 6, episode 14. So we got what, 2 more episodes before the reunion, girl. Girl, that's gonna be a good 3. There's gonna be 3 parts, child.
I think so.
It has to be 3 parts.
I mean, most of them are.
We got to hear a lot about Mary and her family dysfunction.
Bronwyn and her separation.
That right there. And so I think she announced it at the reunion, right? From what I heard.
I don't know that for sure, but I don't know if they talked about it, but there are rumors that Whitney's next.
You know, I heard that when we were in season 5.
Yeah.
While they were doing 6, while they were filming 6, I heard it. You know, like, wow. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Girl, folks breaking up all over the globe. Ooh, well, if you gotta go, you gotta go. Hell, you know, it is what it is, child. It is what it is. One thing I wanted to bring up when we were talking about making lemons out of lemonade or lemonade out of lemons, whatever. OLG, remember that was Todd's mama's insult to
Oh,
Carrie's
that's
mom
right.
and her aunts. And when Todd presented the restaurant name, she looked at him like, what? Because that was the insult, because she called them the old lady gang. So
Right.
that was an homage to Todd's mom. And too bad it didn't, make, you know, make it last longer with all the issues, because I would have considered my mom was the reason this restaurant pretty much is here. I would have not cut the corners and been so cheap and made things as, difficult as they were, with all the management decisions that, he was making or didn't make. I would have really liked to see that flourish in her honor, because I really wish that she could have not passed away so early. I would have liked to see her more on the show, because I love a good underdog, when you ain't just gonna say whatever, do whatever. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up about when things happen, you make money off of it. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so enough about them. They ain't even together no more. Ain't no what going on. I was just wanting to bring that up. But anyway, y'all, before we go, let's find out where Erin is, where she ain't talking ish with me.
You can catch me on Facebook, Psychic Aaron Boyd, and Instagram and Thread, Psychic_ELB. I don't know. I think maybe a few of you have come over and maybe either liked the banner or started following or paid a little attention, and I do appreciate that. Hit me up in the DMs if you'd like to get a reading. Otherwise, just please, join. I'll follow back, and I appreciate the watchers or the listeners. It's a relationship for sure.
For sure. Thanks again. You're a great co-host. I appreciate you so much.
You are a great leader, and I appreciate you taking me along for the ride.
And y'all, before we go, we just want to say thank you. We are moving quite along in our journey. I am still trying to get monetized, so I need all the subscribers that are listening that come through. Go ahead and hit that button. Make sure the bell is black, and like the video, and also hype it up. It gets me in more places and spaces as we move into a more streaming atmosphere. I don't want to lose that momentum that we call that algorithm momentum. Okay. So again, we appreciate you. Don't forget to come back. And if you want to just, look at some whatever, check out the library. And there's plenty of videos to get you stimulated and carrying on. And we're going to catch you next time. Bye, y'all. Rain,